my name is Kat. I'm a California CPA with years of experience in music industry at Big Four. And in this video, I'll show you how to prepare simple 1040 in Lucert. Now you should see my screen and I'll show you how Lucert looks and its functionality. So first of all, it's a PC-based software. It's not on a cloud. So you have to install the tax software like you see here on the left side. I have 2020, I have 2018 or 2017. So basically you have to download the software and every time you open it, you have to log in with your Lucert credentials. After you open it, that's pretty much how it looks. And I love Lucert. I think that's one of the best tax softwares ever. And it's super easy to use and it's really cool. So basically, let me walk you through the flow in the program and hopefully that will be helpful. So as you see, there is now I have 2020 Lacerte Individual Tax open. So basically it's one tax software, but you have to switch to different categories, depends on your tax return. So if you want to switch to business, you have to choose client, tax type, and here's individual, partnership, corporate, S Corp, whichever you need. So at this moment, we're on individual. The way it's structured, pretty much it has, from the left to the right, it has all the categories, all the options that we'll go through to prepare tax returns. So first of all, it's client, and that's where you can see all your clients. Second of all is detail. My bad. So on details, that's where we enter all the information, and then it goes to forms. So forms actually will show like federal and state tax forms. There's diagnostics that we need to clear in order to e-file. There's option for analysis as well. Analysis is kind of like how your client can save on taxes and the software prepares it for you. So it's pretty cool. There's a trial balance, and trial balance, it's an option if you can actually transfer stuff from QuickBooks trial balance, or you can transfer it from Excel, and I can show you later how it works. There's e-signature and integration with different kind of softwares. All right, so that's it. On the top left, you can see there's different options that you can switch and you can change different kind of settings. So for example, client one is if you usually in tax file, the client sent us a backup of the tax return and we have to restore it. So basically you go to client, restore, and here you choose browse and go to whichever folder where you saved the information that your client sent you, so you can kind of restore the tax return and start working on it. It's super easy. It's awesome actually. It's very easy, so you don't really have to enter all the information. Also, if you have to send the, I'm sorry, my bad. If you have to send it after you finish tax return, you have to send it back up to the client back. You can just choose the client, go to the client option, and there is export. Oh, there is a backup. So you choose backup and you back it up to, you create a folder and you save it there, create a zip file and send it back to the client. So it's really easy. So on this menu, you can add the client, you can delete the client, you can do all kind of stuff. There is e-file option. So here if you're done with the tax return, you pretty much go here to e-file tax return, or you can choose, there is an option here, e-file. Then let's see, there is option to print. Oh, my bad. I apologize. We're gonna do a couple screens. Anyways, so there is an option to print, or you can also print, just choose Ctrl+P or something like that. There is a filter. So like you can set up your own filters. You can see on the left side right here, you can choose to filter all your tax return by whichever type you want. So it's super helpful. There is a view option, tools, option for Lucert updates and different things. There is a settings which you can pretty much change everything. Like you can change the colors, you can change fonts, like whatever you need. different resources. So if you have any questions, you can go here for Lucert training, or you can just, like, a lot of information is available online. So every time I have a question, I just Google it, and there's so much information. So Lucert is great for that. So on the bottom, like right here, also there is like a shortcuts right here for all the things that you can also find here. So whichever is easier for you, you can use. As you can see on my screen, I have different like columns here. It has a client name, client number, preparers, whatever, signature, e-file signature. So you can modify it whenever you want. So all you have to do is right click on the screen, adjust display columns, and you can choose whichever you want. So for example, to the left side, those are available. On the right side, those are whichever I chose. So you can choose and switch it up, and it's super helpful. It can be very helpful. So Lucert has a lot of flexibility. So Lucert is super flexible. You can change everything. You can set it up where you want, and it's super easy. So I think at this point, I'm just gonna show how to prepare Easy 1040 on a like simple example. So we're just gonna create a new tax return. And yeah, it's super easy to use. It's great. There is a lot of resources online, so I think you will like it a lot. So first of all, let's start with the resident state. Let's choose California for a resident state. So we choose resident state. We fill up, if you want to e-file, you choose federal. We choose California, and then we need to enter filing status. We need to enter name. Let's call it Jack. Oops, my bad. Jack, and his last name will be White. And his social security. So we enter occupation. So all this information we need to enter. If you forgot to enter something, so we can, oh yeah, my bad, I'm sorry. We can go to diagnostics, and it will show us later. So date of birth, let's pretend he was born in 2000. Pretty young, but you know, like very, very young and smart tax preparer. So his address, street, apartment number 1, and let's pretend he lives in LA. All right. So under detail, that's where we enter all the information. If you want to go back, the way it looks, it pretty much gives you all the options. So here you have there's no hidden menus here or hidden like information. So everything is here. And if you open it, it kind of like goes by category. If you want to enter income, it's all here. If you want to enter deduction, they're all here, or credits or whatever. So it makes it very intuitive and really easy to use. Also on the bottom, if you can see, there is a content, client info. So those are things that we just filled up. And let me just fill up something else, so at least I can show you. So let's pretend he works for, I don't know, like Google. I don't know if Google has tax preparers, but he works for Google. So if you go back, like you see right here, the wages appeared, and now like all the information in bold is the information that has something from last year. So like right here, we entered client information, we entered wages and things like that. So that's how, like, it's super easy to use. And you can go to general and go back to, like, I like to go back to general, and sometimes I just go under income right here. So it depends like on your preferences. So we enter client information. Let's see, what else do we need? Let's pretend he has wages and he has a small, like he has a business. And like you see, when you enter it here, it's kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't really say that it's mandatory. It kind of does, like right here to the left, it has this red thing, and it pretty much tells you that you have to enter like those things for e-file. And then if you go under diagnostics, those things will appear. So like right here, we have all this e-file diagnostics. And so we have to clear e-file critical diagnostic in order to e-file, and informational are just informational just for you. So let's just enter some information. So let's say he works for Google and he makes $10,000 and he has like 1,000 in withholdings. What I really like about this software also, after you enter your wages, it calculates Social Security tax and Medicare itself, so you don't have to enter anything else. And so we'll need to enter employer ID number and state ID number. I think we'll need to enter address later, but I'm just gonna leave it for now. So let's pretend he also have a Schedule C. So he also a tax preparer on his side. And it's my bad. And his business name, he doesn't have his business name. So here you can, like, when you enter Schedule C, you just go one by one. You can choose from, like, right here, we can choose a business for tax preparation, which I will enter later. The address, if it's a first, like right here, if it's a cash method, in his case it's cash. Also his first Schedule C, for example, if it's his first Schedule C. Then we go to the bottom, there is an where you can enter income. So let's say he made $1,000 and he spent 500 on advertisement. So below you can see all the expenses. And yeah, it's pretty cool because, like, right here is highlighted ones are the ones that will go on the tax return. And so it's pretty easy to follow. Let me show you how to enter depreciation. So it's under deductions. So we go under depreciation. Let's pretend he got a laptop this year. So right here we choose that it's belongs to Schedule C category. So for laptop, it will be equipment. And also it has this thing, if it has an O stands for override. So in this software you can override pretty much everything. So you can enter all the information, and then if for any reason you have to override it, it will be under like this thing override. So you don't really need to override anything for now, but if you do, you can. There is lots of options. Cost, method, let's do 5 years. Okay, so now he has depreciation on his schedule. And when we go to forms, obviously there is a lot of things needs to be added, but under forms, let me zoom out. We can see his US and California tax return right now. So for example, right now, like if you click on US, you can see all the federal forms. If you click on California, we can see all the California forms, obviously. And also the interesting thing about Lucert, it's really easy to navigate. So for example, it has this worksheets right here. So you can just click on this worksheet and it will show you all the details about the number. Like this wages has a worksheet, so it's really pretty cool. If you want to see where number is coming, you can just right click anywhere on the form and you can jump to input. So it will show you where it's entered. So all you have to do is just click and it will take you to entry. If you're not sure where to enter something, so like you know where it goes on the form, but you're not sure where to enter in Lucert, you can just right click anywhere and press jump to input. And so basically that's where it goes. So it's really like Lucert is great. And like if you sometimes not sure, like there is so many articles online and they're super helpful. Like in 2020, there was a couple elections that were kind of tricky in 2020, but like it's super easy because they're all under elections, so you don't have to go to different places. So the way program structured, it's pretty easy. So let me see. So now I probably need to go through diagnostic and just clear ones that has to do with addresses and things like that, tax preparer information. So it will give you all the information you need. And after tax return is done, it all should be cleared. For like it won't e-file unless there is nothing in here. For informational, you can just check informational next after you read it and you think it's okay. You can just check them all. So usually clients like to see that you went through all of them and just kind of like have all these things. There's also, like I said, there's analysis, so it might be helpful. You can print it out, email to the client, but I don't think we'll need it in our case. But if you do, that's super helpful. And yeah, so here as they say, there is, I don't know, whatever they say, it was in 2019. So yeah, so that's where details are entered. And let me walk you through more information. There is a client information here. Obviously, we enter all the addresses, things like that, and dependents, 2020 tax payment. So this is really interesting. So here you enter 2020 information. I think I'm looking at 2020, so it was paid in 2020, and very helpful for 2020 18 estimates. You can choose like from different categories. You can apply overpayment to 2021. Sorry for noise, it's in my coffee maker. Anyways, so yes, and for states the same. So there's like lots of options, and they're really like, it's like you can customize as much as you want. Here's income, so you can enter wages, interest, dividends, pensions, all kind of info right there. Deductions for, like I said, depreciation. Also, the cool part is that you sell the items. On the left side, there is, there's the sale of home you can enter here, but this is obviously not a home. But there is a sale of asset. So you can enter like for how much you sold it, and it will calculate it for yourself. So you go to depreciation, and then you can do it there, and it will calculate for you. Also for different kind of credits, it's super easy. The information that was entered 2018 will carry forward to 2020. So it's easy to see what is missing, because also interesting, it's actually really cool. If you think that something is missing and you want to create like a missing information file from tax software, you can just like enter, like for example, right here, you can right click anywhere and add like a missing data. So it will make it red, and anytime you want to use it and send it to the client, there is an option to print missing data. And it will kind of like give you a list, and you can send it to the client, or you can like email it to the client. You can redo it yourself, just copy and paste it to whichever need you want. And if you receive some information, you go back and you just check it, uncheck it, and now like it's not going to appear on the open items list. So another optionality, like there is e-signatures. I don't know if you'll need it or not, but you can request e-signature through Lucert. I think it works. It's linked to DocuSign, so we'll just send it over for you. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it about Lucert. So you just enter information. It will mark in red what is missing. Like if something is missing, it will be in red. It also will be in diagnostics. So it's awesome. Lucert is great, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna switch to business tax return right now, but that should be, I hope that was helpful for apologies for individual one. Hey, hope you found this long video helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below or send me an email. I'm more than happy to help you out, and good luck this tax season. Bye. Thank you.